Well, I hope you're having a good day. And today I wanted to make a video and talk about knives. Everybody loves knives. And I'm not going to be talking about survival knives or hunting knives or pocket knives. I'll make a different video about pocket knives or multi-tool knives. This is just cowboy knives. And it's kind of more of a modern day cowboy knife. What I carry, what I think you should carry, and why. So I'll get into that. I'll make other videos on other knives if I need to, but I wanted to make this one just about cowboy knives. So here we go. A cowboy knife, or what I think you ought to use, isn't a real big knife. This is a custom-made knife made from a friend of a friend. I can't see the name, I don't remember the name. This is probably my most favorite one, and it's in one of these cross-draw sheaths or a pancake sheath. It's really nice to wear on your belt. I like to wear mine on my left side, and then I can reach over and grab it. And it's nice to have these pull tabs on there because these knives that are in these sheaths are usually pretty far down in the sheath, so it'd be hard just to pinch the top of the handle so you can kind of snag this sheath like this, or this pull tab like this, and pull the knife out. So you definitely want to, if you can, get one of these pull tabs on your knife and go with a cross draw sheath or a pancake sheath, and make sure the knife goes in there good and deep and isn't going to come out. You can find a custom knife maker, one that makes good knives. That's kind of the way to go. But if you want to order a knife online, I know some pretty good ones, and I'll talk about them. So the first one I'll talk about is these Pine Ridge knives made in Vernal, Utah. And the cool thing about them is I ordered just a plain Jane sheath because I'm kind of a cheapskate that way, but they have some really cool ones with brass buttons and tooling and things like that. But I just ordered a plain Jane one, and actually the first one I ordered was this one. And to me, that knife blade there is just a little bit too long. I castrate a lot of calves, and with this one I have to hold it clear up here to be careful. We don't cut the end of the sack off. We split it. So having a knife with a little bit shorter blade than that is ideal. So I packed this one for a while, and I still use it quite a bit, but I prefer, that they've got this smaller version. And another thing about these knives that I like, or a knife that I require, is that it comes to a nice sharp point. So a lot of times you might be using this to drain an abscess or to cut some slits in leather or something. And so I like it to have a point like that. Another requirement I have of a knife is that it has some sort of finger guard, whether it's built in like this brass one, or these kind of have it built into the knife blade there a little bit. I like that because, like I said, if you're going to drain an abscess, you're going to have to poke it with a knife. So holding the knife and stabbing it in there into the abscess, and if the cow jumps or something or comes back at you all of a sudden, and this is just smooth, just goes right into the handle, and that goes into your fingers like that, she jams that knife back, that's going to cut the shit out of you, and that's just no bueno. And so another thing about these knives, I'll call them belt knives that I carry on me, is that I try to keep them really sharp, and I don't use these for things like cutting bale string or digging mud out of my boots or anything like that. I just use these for things like I said, like draining an abscess or cutting something in leather, or just when you really need a real sharp knife. I just save this for that. For all that other stuff, I've got a pocket knife or a multi-tool knife. So always keep at least one knife on you, just dirty, stinking sharp all the time. If you use it for something that day, clean it up, try to keep it nice, and try to keep it sharp. Really cool thing about these Pine Ridge knives is this one. You'll notice it has this little notch in it, and what that's for is if you've given something some vaccine or something in your syringe here, and maybe this needle has gotten stuck on there. That notch is just the exact right size that it fits around that needle, and you can twist that out of there because they can get stuck on there pretty bad. So that's a really cool added feature, is this notch cut in there. If I've been carrying on me lately, I got at the Black Hills Stock Show in Rapid City at the Teskey's booth, and it's a Wiley knife, and you can see it's just the exact right length that I like. and it's got this built-in finger guard on it. It's dirty, stinking sharp. It's handmade, I think, and you could probably get on their website and find it. It's got the pull tab, and it has a nice sheath for it too. If I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, I actually bought the knife and then I made this sheath back when I thought I wanted to try to learn to tool leather. I never did get very good at it, but it's one of these, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a Viking knife. And I really actually do like these handles. You can get a good grip on them. It's got the finger guard. One thing I would like about this one is if the point came to a little bit sharper of a point. But these knives on here are really handy the way they're made, and I put this pull tab on there, but it fits in your hand really good. And then it's nice that you could hang this on something if you needed to. So yeah, these are really cool also, and fit your hand good. Another knife that I've kind of started carrying around with me is this one. It's made by Bear & Sons. It's kind of like a little miniature Bowie. It doesn't have the cross-draw sheath, and it's kind of like a little mini Bowie knife. It does kind of come to a sharp point. I think I could do what I need to do with that. The handle is just a tiny bit small. I can just kind of get a hold of it with 3 fingers, and it does have a nice guard. These are made in America, and it is a knife that you can get sharp, and it stays sharp. But all these that I've mentioned so far are ones you can get online. They're made out of high quality metal, and they're easy to get sharp, and they stay sharp. So one of the types of knives that I would stay away from is those knives that are made out of files or rasps. I'm just not sure that the quality of the metal is good for making knives. I've had a couple, and it seems like they get dull easy, and it's just hard to get them really sharp. So I would stay away from those. That's just my opinion, but I just haven't liked those. I think I've had maybe 2 of them, I guess. One made out of a rasp, one made out of a file. It's probably the same kind of steel, and they just didn't hold up. So again, I'll go and make another video about pocket knives and multi-tool knives, and maybe into hunting knives and camping knives and stuff, but I just wanted to make one specifically about basically cowboy knives, I guess you'd call them. So hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.